Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and if you're new here, thank you and welcome. Hopefully you find this an interesting channel and you'll go ahead and subscribe and like this video. And for those of you returning, welcome back. Now, this video is a little different from some of the others that I've done because I started my happy planning journey or happy planner journey in early October of this year. So I've seen a whole bunch of YouTube videos on hacks and things, and it's by veterans for newbies, and I thought that I would do a newbie video for other newbies. Now, this also can work if you are a veteran in the planning community because it's sort of an amalgamation of different things that I've seen in YouTube or on Instagram. These are my doodles, so kind of just ignore that for now. But I wanted to do a 4-part series over the next few weeks in December of things that I have picked up on my own newbie planning journey that hopefully can help other newbies who are thinking about starting this journey themselves, but also for those of you who are veterans. Maybe you don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, or maybe you stick with the happy planning videos and you don't branch to Erin Condren or bullet journaling videos. I like to watch a lot of different things, so hopefully you'll find some good information in this. So in this first part of the series, it'll be the first 5, although there's 6 here. It'll be for next week's. But this is the top 5 things, or the first 5 things. I don't really know that they're any particular order, but the first 2 definitely are, and they're actually interchangeable. So as you can see, I have a lot of the MAMBI sticker books, and I counted and I have 16. Now that's excessive, seeing as how I've only been doing this since the beginning of October. Now, in my defense, I did have about 5 or 6 of these already before I ever picked up a happy planner, because I was using some of the stickers in some of the page markers I was making for my traveler's notebooks. So that's why I had them. It wasn't for any kind of planning function. It was for something else I was utilizing them for. As I've picked up my first happy planner, which was this one, my big happy planner that I use for my social media and my business, and I do have a playlist of that that I'll link below, I wanted to pick up more sticker books, and it has been a bit of an obsession. And yeah, so that's all the sticker books. However, if you're new to this journey and it's going to seem overwhelming and it's going to seem like you need all the things to do all the things, you do not need all the things. At its core, what planning, and whether it's in a Erin Condren, whether it's in a cheap Walmart planner that you can buy, whether you've made one out of a composition book or just a notebook, what a planner is supposed to help you with is help you focus on a goal, and that kind of ties into number 2. So maybe you're using this like I am, or I initially started to do, as a social media planner. Maybe you're using it to track appointments. Maybe you're using it to track work. You don't need anything but a calendar and a pen. And to be honest, you don't even need a calendar. If you have a phone, you have a calendar there. You can make a piece of paper and a pen function in the way that you need. So when you're watching videos, because your YouTubers and your Instagrammers have such beautiful spreads, it's very easy to get into the cycle of, well, I just have the stickers, I can also create the beautiful Instagram-worthy spreads. And you can. But it sometimes can backfire because you have all the stickers and then it just becomes overwhelming. That's how I felt on the very first spread that I did. And let me get this out of the way. For October. Yeah, because this was the day that I picked it up. And I had at that point watched weeks and weeks of videos. I'd already decided, okay, yep, I'm going to commit. I'm going to buy a happy planner. Brought it home, already had some of the sticker books, and then I was like, wait, what? And it didn't flow as easily or as quickly, or it was just a jumbled mess, and it became very quickly very discouraging because you think you've seen something enough times you can go ahead and recreate it, when no, it was actually harder than I thought. And so I had to actually stop and walk away. I'm not happy with how this looks, but ultimately I had to remember this is functional. This isn't just a warehouse for me to be able to use stickers. I actually wanted to use this for a reason. And sometimes that's what I have to come back to remember. This is a planner. This isn't just a warehouse for me to be creative with all of the beautiful stickers Happy Planner and MAMBI have put out. Okay, so again, you don't need all the things, but if you get obsessive like I have and you have all the things, that's fine too. Okay, just remember, this is yours. This is going to do what you tell it to do. So if you get frustrated because it isn't looking the way you look at it, or it's not turning out the way you want it to, that's fine. Either you can start again, or you only have to deal with it for a few days or a few weeks. So for instance, I really like how this monthly overview came out, and this video will be already loaded by the time I do my first 5 of this series. Now I'm really happy with this. I don't actually know what I'm going to use my monthly overview for, so I may never come back to this. I've already completed my first week spread for Monday the 3rd through the 9th. Now it's rather plain. I didn't actually use very many stickers at all, and that was intentional. But I will come back to this every day. But let's say I hated this. Let's say that this was just making me want to vomit. Well, either I'll just skip it because it's mine, I can do what I want to, or I just have to deal with it for 7 days and then I flip the page. So just remembering that you are the master of your fate, you are in control of this, it is helpful. Now, with that said, what number 2 says is have a notion or plan or an idea. Now, I knew what I wanted to use this for, which again was my social media and my business planning. And over the last month and a half that I've had it, it has extended into social media and business, but also sort of a catch-all tracker, because although I do have a mini, I am actually not in this every single day. And in my mini, I have taken it and done the transformer, and I do have other videos on this, but the first section of it is my actual mini happy planner. So as you can see, I didn't actually do anything in this last week, and I might not actually go back and fill this in, but I like having something on the go with me that I can put things in. But more so, the transformer section of this is I have actually other sections in here that track other things that I'm doing. So this is actually how I track I'm doing a savings challenge for myself. And then behind this, and I don't feel comfortable showing numbers, I have my monthly bills that I pay. And then in this next section, I have some just personal contact information. So I'm utilizing this in sort of a catch-all, but I know that I'm not in here every day, so I've kind of included that information in here. But I had a plan, so I knew I was going to use it for at least the one thing. That I've expanded, I'm okay with that, because again, all of this centers around me. So it's really easy to see Instagram posts and YouTube videos, and MAMBI will release something like, I gotta get it, I gotta have it. But at least having an idea of what you'd like to use it for, and then if you need to expand upon that, awesome. But at least give it a purpose, because I do have a classic happy planner, which is this one right here. And again, I have a whole playlist for this. I don't need this. This is a good functional size, I think, but my big happy planner never leaves my room, nor does this. And this one I throw in my purse, and that's why I created a cover, just to protect it. Knowing I didn't need this, but still wanting to play with this, I created a function. So every week I'm going to decorate, have some fun, and at the end of the year I'm going to feature this in a giveaway for 2020. So even though it's not something I'm going to use, it's still functional and useful because someone's going to get this. So like I said, have an idea. Whether you're going to track appointments, whether you're going to track work, whether you're going to create something and give it away later, whether you just want some place to journal, whether you want some place to decorate, this is yours. And you can make it how you will. And I will actually keep this. So when I'm done with the year, and this goes all the way through December of 2019, I will keep this as sort of a memory tracker, if for no other reason than just to see my progress in either journaling or what I've done in my shops or what my numbers look like. Because again, I can access all of that online. My YouTube analytics, my Instagram analytics, my Pinterest analytics, my Etsy shop analytics. I can see that online. But this gives me a little marching progression of, okay, you were here and then you were here. And I like the tangibleness of it versus everything being completely 100% digital. So 1 and 2, again, very intertwined. Number 3 is actually a hack. And mine is sort of a hack of a hack. So I had watched YouTube videos and I had seen people have these things in here, and I didn't know why, because mine didn't come that way. So I'm like, well, I get most of mine from Amazon, so maybe that's why. And then I had reached out to another YouTuber, and I believe it was Tamika from Pastries, Pumps, and Pie, and her channel's already linked below. But she says it's a way to keep the book together, and it makes sense. So if you have one of these books, if you utilize a page enough, it's easy for it to come out. So if you have something in this little whole thing, then it keeps it together. Now, I actually searched for it, and 2 different planners had touched on this. So Shay from Shay Budget had done a video, and then Heather Kell from Kell of a Plan had done a similar video within weeks of each other. So for Shay, what she had done is she had some elastic cording in her stockpile, as did I. I didn't buy this for this function. I use this in my traveler's notebooks. And so she had just tied this and threaded it through and then tied it together. What Heather Kell had done was she had bought some elastic hair tie bands from Amazon and threaded it through and did this. Well, I've sort of done a hybrid of the 2 because I like how it seems to stay better the way that Heather did it, but I like utilizing what I had on hand the way that Shay did it. So I've cut about 8 inches of the elastic cord, and I am going to tie a knot at the top. Maybe I should do it over the pink so you can see it. If this is your first video with me, I film on my phone, and it's above me, and I, at this point, have no method of seeing what's being filmed, so I won't know if I'm even in frame or what you can see until I do the editing. So I hope you can see that. So basically, I've taken it and tied it at the top, and then I'm going to thread it through the hole feed this little knot thing through that thing, and then it stays together. Now, the way that Shay did it, she basically just used what she had on hand and just tied them all together. The way that Heather did it was, because she had bought hair ties from Amazon and it was a few dollars for a whole bunch of hair ties, she color coordinated it. So whatever the color of the sticker book was, she did a matching hair tie, and that was super cute too. I don't foresee going to need this particular one for my shop, so I'll probably just make them all this. But that was a hack that I thought could be useful, especially if you have these and you do use them a lot. Eventually the pages will fall out, and this is a way just to keep it all together. I did read in a comment on one of their pages that what they do is they just snip this off and then use this in the same function. So again, whatever you have on hand, you could even use yarn or thread. I believe what Tamika used was one of those book binding clips, just because that's what she had on hand. So again, you just want to put something in that hole so that your stickers stay together if they fall out of the elastic at the top. Number 4 on the list here, and what I might do, because it seems a little disjointed, but I might create little plugins so that before each one I'll actually list on what it is. But for number 4, it's a DIY dashboard, and I created one, and let me go back. So Lakia from the Chaotic Critic had done a riff on what Coupon to Provide had created in a DIY tutorial on YouTube. Now, I don't know her name for the Coupon to Provide. I looked at her About page and I didn't see it, so I apologize. And I will link their channels before, and I do cite. If I've seen something, I will cite who I've seen it from, just because, you know, these aren't my ideas. I didn't come up with this. I'm just giving you a concise version of things that I've seen that hopefully can help you. So Lakia had done a version of what Coupon to Provide had done a version of, and I have done my own version. So they had taken, I want to say heavy cardstock. They might have laminated. I will find those specific videos and I will link them below. But what I have done, just to make it super easy on myself, is this is a file folder that I picked up from Walmart. It was a pack of 6 for less than $3. And I cut down the side where the tab is. So this is not exactly the same, but basically I cut down the side there, and then I used a hole punch to punch the holes. Now, I did recently pick up the actual big Happy Planner punch, but you know, if you don't have that, you can just use a regular single hole punch like this. Use one of your papers as a template and then cut the slits in, and it works perfectly. Now, this doesn't look like much of a dashboard, but what's ingenious about this, and both of the ladies have slightly different versions. Again, Coupon to Provide did create her original version, and then Lakia did a riff on that because she also saw that video. This is closed. So when you open it up, all of your things stay in. Because I've seen a lot of dashboards where it's just open, but then this can get damaged. So if you close it up, it's ingenious because you still have all of these things at your fingertips, but there's no, if you put something on here, it's not going to get messed up, or you're not going to waste your paper. Now, because I think what they did was laminated, it's been a while since I've seen the videos. What I did was I used the file folder, punched them, made sure that they fit in here, and then I used some clear contact paper that I had to make this more of a sticky surface, because I should be able to, just take this right off and either replace it or utilize the very last post-it note. So I love this idea. So as a hack, if you do use post-it notes in your happy planner, then this would be a great way to keep it. And because you're doing it yourself, if you wanted to do something for your classic or for your mini, you just make it fit the size that you want. But I love the fact that it closes so that nothing inside gets damaged, and because this is pretty, I don't even mind looking at it. So that's number 4. At least I think that's number 4. Let's look at the list. Yes, that is number 4. And the 5th one to finish out this first video in this 4-part series is from Tarshelle B, and I was inspired. Is from Tarshelle B, and I was inspired by her at least 3 or 4 weeks ago, because what she had done was she had picked up the Supermom planner, and that's the one that features the dashboard layout. But she wanted to challenge herself, and she's the first one that I've seen do it, so that's why I give her the credit. She had wanted to see if she could take her vertical and turn it into a dashboard layout. Now, and I will link her channel's linked below, but I will link, if I can find it, the video itself. Now, the way that she did it was she had used stickers. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. She'd used big blocks of stickers to create the dashboards. So the week of Monday, November the 5th is the first time that I did this. And I know you can't see the bottom. Let me see if I can get rid of these stickers. Okay, now I don't have the Supermom planner, nor would I ever get it. I'm not a mother, so covering up all those mom-related things just would not be my jam. But I do know that on the left side of the layout, you've got big chunk boxes that say to buy, to do, meal plan errands, or whatever, I don't know. And then on the right side, you've got your days of the week, and then I think there's like a dinner plan thing here. Again, I don't have it, so I have nothing to reference. And like I said, what Tarshelle had done was she had used big boxes to make the spaces. Well, what I had done on this, and I've actually continued this, is I've used a white jelly roll to get rid of the lines that are here, so that I can do my boxes. And then, as you can see, I do my days of the week. And for this very first layout, I start it with Monday at the top, and then as I do a flip though, you'll see that it's changed. So this is my week at a glance, and then this is how I was tracking various social media, YouTube, and my shops. The next week I had done the same, where I had used the pen to get rid of the line, or at least as much as I can, without actually, using whiteout. And then I've got my social media and my shops on this side, and I've got the week at a glance on this side. And if you notice, it's not full of lots of stickers, and that's intentional because I do need this to write in. But I love seeing, not specifically that I have such great penmanship, although it's nice, but it's more, I love seeing just words. I love it. I love that I wrote this. I love that I can look back at this and like, oh, I don't know if I did a lot, but it says that I did a lot, and it makes me feel accomplished. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And again, less stickers, more writing. It's definitely more of a bullet journal in that I'm doing lists and migrating things over, and I do talk about that in some other videos. And then last week, the week of November, Monday the 26th, I had changed it up again, and I love that it is as customizable or as rigid as you want it to be, because you could definitely leave it as the vertical layout, and lots of people do. I love that I can do my weekly at a glance all on this page, a la the dashboard layout. And I've actually, because of my needs, I've made the work week smaller because I do work during the day, and then I've made my weekend bigger. And again, it's a trial and error thing. Because I make more things on the weekend for my shops than I can during the week, so this just made sense. In previous weeks, they all kind of had the same amount of space. I've consolidated my YouTube into just this box. I've got my shops here. I'm utilizing this sidebar for my Pinterest, and I've got my Facebook and my Instagram. Again, it's all the same information, but just in a different functionality. And then I've started incorporating a mood tracker just to try to, pinpoint what my moods are, because they can be up and down within even the same hour. And so I love that Tarshell B had introduced it, and I love that I had made it my own, because it is definitely more white space than what she had introduced. But that's the great thing about the planning community, and not just happy planners. I think you could use this in an Erin Condren if you wanted to as well, where you get inspired by a bunch of people. Well, I do, because I watch videos all the time, and then you make it what you need it to be. This is as functional as I need it to be, because I know what my needs are. For Tarshell, she had challenged herself to see if she could do it. If you are looking at, if you have the horizontal, you can do it as well. I love the Happy Planner because you can take these pages out. But I love just the entire journey in general, because you can make it your own. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record. I've said that, I don't know, at least half a dozen times in this video alone, but you're not gonna see this in anyone's planner, just mine. Even if they recreate it, this is unique to me. This is my writing, this is my work, these are my thoughts, this is mine. Right? So I can look back at this as a memory journal. I can look at this as a progression of where my shops have gone. I can look at this as a progression of what I've done on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's number 5 on my first 5 things, my tips and my hacks and my thoughts on starting my planning journey from newbie to Newbie. The next 6 through 10 will be coming out next week. I'm hoping that I can get these out every Friday, so that the first 4 Fridays of December will have one of these. And again, this is all things that I've picked up in my own newbie planning journey. So if you're a newbie, I'm hoping this has been helpful. Definitely leave me a comment below if it has been. And if you're a veteran and if you learned something, leave me a comment below. I love getting comments from people. I was a bit hesitant at first because I wish the lighting were better. I wish the setup were better. I wish a lot of things were better. But I also know that it's a first world problem, that I can use my phone, that I have a bunch of lights, that I have a bunch of stickers. This is some things that some people just don't have. So I understand that and I acknowledge it. But, feedback is good. Hopefully it's positive. Definitely let it be constructive. And if it's negative, well, I'll deal with it as that comes. So join me next week for 6 through 10 of this 19 by 19, and I'll actually talk about that idea in a few videos from now regarding this. And again, with my doodles, clearly I can't draw. Well, I can't draw well, I should say, but I kept this in because it makes me happy to look at, if for no other reason than just how bad it is. So until next time, guys, as always, aloha.